Welcome to a random talk down Quant Street. This new series takes you behind the scenes of quant investing, breaking down complex ideas and asking the questions that you've been afraid to ask. For example, we see investing is evolving fast and next-gen signals are now at the forefront of that evolution. But what are they? Today, Iman Honarvar returns to share what these signals are, how they work, and why they are revolutionizing the world of quant. So let's get into it. Welcome back, Iman.
Thank you very much for having me.
So what are these next-gen signals?
Actually, the boundary between traditional signal and next-gen is not very clear. In fact, there is a spectrum of signals, and you could say that the next-gen signals are an evolution of traditional signals. But if I would classify them, I would say next-gen signals are the signals that are based on alternative techniques like machine learning and natural language processing, and also alternative data like text, audio, social media posts, and let's say credit card transactions.
So when we say signals, are we meaning just noise, well, not noise, information that will help you with your investment decisions?
Indeed. Every signal is basically certain characteristics of a company that tells us that's a good investment choice or if it's not.
So the way it differs from traditional signals is just that it's information that we're able to capture now that we were not able to before. Is that the difference?
Indeed, a very good way of saying that. In fact, for example, for traditional investing, we used to have things like valuation, market capitalization, or the sentiment of the market towards a stock.
Right.
These are traditionally out there and academically proven. With NextGen, we are using alternative sources and alternative techniques for harvesting these signals. For example, one characteristic out there is the market sentiment. If investors are feeling more excited about the stock, we see that over a short period of time, the stock starts going up and up and up. This is called basically the momentum strategy that is out there. But waiting for the price of a stock to go up and then picking up this upward trend is maybe a bit naive. So in next-gen investing, we are trying to look at alternative data sources, whether it's the sentiment of the analyst reports or the excitement of the management in their earnings call, or a lot of news that are coming every second out, and the sentiment that the charge of the sentiment that is out there, using these alternative sources to pick up these trends before it is reflected in the price of the stocks.
It sounds as though the two actually complement each other. So is that always the case? Are there instances where they, cannibalize each other or contradict each other?
Indeed, a very good question. In fact, next-gen investing and traditional way of investing are based on the same fundamental principles and economic rationale. Only next-gen is a new tool, a very powerful tool. And I see next-gen not as a destination, but as a process. So basically with next-gen investing, we are continuously trying to find more innovative and alternative way of looking at same fundamental principles.
Are these signals that you described, these next-gen signals, are they applicable to all kinds of portfolios, or does one tailor make it to specific areas?
Yeah. At Robeco, as much as possible, we try to incorporate every new next-gen signal in our existing strategies. Just like I mentioned, they are based on same philosophy and just alternative data sources. So as much as possible, we try to incorporate it. However, sometimes with next-gen, you come up with a new signal that is not applicable with your existing portfolio. For example, if you find an ultra-high frequency signal or a super fast signal, you can't really harvest the alpha of this signal in a slow portfolio. So we don't want to leave the alpha on the table.
Right.
As much as possible, we incorporate it in our strategies. But anything that is left, we incorporate it in a fast, separate portfolio. And that can
where
become...
you can have high turnover.
Exactly, exactly.
So do certain signals ultimately lose steam or lose value in their ability to add alpha?
Indeed. Change is the only constant. So that also applies in our quant investing approach. It might happen that one day some of these alpha sources are arbitraged away, and that's why we are there to innovate and constantly find new alpha sources in alternative data sources or different techniques. So indeed, some of these alpha sources might lose their efficacy, but it's our job to continuously look for new alternatives out there.
So innovation is the name of the game.
Indeed.
Iman, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. Next time, we'll shift gears and talk to Vanya Sulman about what's active about active quant. If you've ever wondered how active quant strategies go beyond passive strategies, this episode is for you. Share the podcast and stay tuned for more insights.